Hi, and thank you so much for tuning in for your September Written in the Stars Horoscope. I'm Madeline if we haven't met before, and if you're back, thank you so much. So, this month, astrologically speaking, we've got some pretty big shadow aspects to work with. Pluto, the planet of power and transformation, will finish up his retrograde this month, going direct on September 28th. So that means that this month, because he's the planet of, the underworld, of secrets, of death and rebirth, it's a perfect month to really think about uncovering and unpacking uncomfortable truths or things that you've been hiding from yourself, especially if they've been keeping you resistant to doing what you feel that you need to do, or that you've been kind of resisting a necessary evolution. Pluto is all about getting intimate with our fears and our desires, and he shows us that doing our shadow work really keeps us from doing shady work. So to hear more about what this Pluto direct aspect is doing for you, you can check out your horoscope on my blog, writteninthestars.co. So this month, as usual, I'll be doing your horoscope, a story of your month, followed by a fiercely focused spread to give you some really concrete action steps to take to make the most of the month. I really appreciate you. I hope if you like this video that you will like it, and subscribe if you want more, and I hope that this gives you a really magical month and a beautifully resonant reading. Now, without further ado, on to your reading. Hey Virgo, happy to see you again. How is, wow, just saw a flash that card. We'll see if she pops back out. I'm like, there's Virgo. Queen of Pentacles, but she didn't pop. She didn't pop. She's not ready yet. So how are you, Virgo? How is Virgo season treating you? Is the sun powering you up properly? Ooh, gorgeous. And then the sun is like beaming onto this card like crazy. Okay, let's see, Virgo. What does September hold for you? What has September got in store for Virgo? Virgo sun, Virgo moon, and Virgo rising. Virgo. What does Virgo most need to know for their highest good, Spirit? Huh. Looks like you. Honest and to the point. Okay. Wow, it's a good gaggle. Okay. Spirit's like, I know what I want. Oh. Sorry, I'm gonna scooch. I promise, Virgo. I'll make it all visible for you. Okay. Okay, two more for Virgo. Virgo, September, Virgo, you need to know, Spirit, Virgo, for their highest good, always for their highest good, Virgo, Virgo. There we go. Well, you got some good things on tap this month, Virgo. Okay. Dive in. That's the first thing. You come in as the Fool, who is not the idiot. The Fool is number 0, the number of the clean slate, of unlimited potential, of nowhere to go but up. The Fool is not afraid to go places that he's never been before. The Fool thrives on not knowing, and he's excited by the prospect. So Spirit is telling you, many of you, it's like not only dive in with both feet, but there's an element here of you've been kind of struggling against the current and competing for something for a little while. And I feel like a lot of kind of unnecessary dialogues or boisterous conflict, somebody who's kind of like full of hot air, and it's kind of time to put the kibosh on that. It's kind of time to say, like, okay, do I need to just completely walk away from this situation and kind of, I'm feeling like you don't need to carry all this. I'm feeling like my kitty is invading the shot. I'm feeling like Okay, Virgo, this is the part of your reading where I'm going to tell you that these are general readings, so some of the messages are going to resonate more than others. And if it feels as if something doesn't apply to you and it doesn't resonate at all, then that is very likely true. And, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. This is empowering tarot. And please just take it that those messages that don't resonate for you are going out to one of the other Virgos listening to this video. Okay. So the reason I say that is because I'm about to say something that is a little bit of a hot button. The word deception. I feel for some of you there has been some deception involved, some kind of like thievery involved. And when I see thievery, I mean lying and cheating. In one respect or another, somebody just kind of making life a little harder, a little bit of deception, and you know what, it's like, is this battle worth fighting? And I feel like King of Swords is like King Solomon, wisdom, logic, high-minded, and I feel that this is you this month. They're telling you, you know what, if you are already thinking this, if this has been on your mind for a while, if you feel like I've already seen the truth and it's time to cut this out, this is your signal for like, yes, go ahead, like cut this out, be honest with yourself and with other people. The King of Swords is, I mean, the king is the top of the court cards. So the king has mastered the intellectual realm. You have the words, you have the concepts, you have the philosophical ideals to be able to go out there and speak your piece. And again, if somebody has been deceptive, I feel that for many of you that is directly offensive to your ideals, to the relationship that you thought you had with this person. And Spirit is just saying cut through the bullshit. And for some of you it means if you've been feeling like you need to walk away from this situation or this person, don't feel bad about doing so, because this really is like a silly conflict to keep having. And when I mean silly, I mean like kind of useless, just kind of like, okay, are we gonna Sisyphus roll this stone back up the hill again and watch it roll on back down and then do that again? Like, or are we gonna like cut our losses? I'm taking mine and I'm going. That really sets you free. That really sets you free to do some work and take some action that really makes you happy. I see you celebrating with friends. I see you pursuing a new financial opportunity. There's wishes coming true. There's things being bigger and better than you thought were possible. I mean, Virgo, if you have ever feared walking away from any aspect of the current situation that you're in, it's like Spirit is telling you there's an absolute wonderful adventure on the other side. You have going from the 0, the first card of the Major Arcana, to number 21, the very end, the final card. Endings and beginnings, like cycles. You are going to reach a pinnacle if you choose to embark on this adventure that you've been considering. I know. That's why I paused. That's big. That's big. But it's the truth. Spirit always wants you to know what is for your highest good. And tarot's not fatalistic. It's not like, okay, here's your future set in stone. Here comes the success, Virgo. And if you're sitting on the couch right now, you know, eating bonbons and listening to videos all day, no, you know, an agent isn't going to come knock on your door. You do need to put the work in. It is all about your free will. It is all about your choices. And if you choose to move toward that success this month, your cards always foretell, okay, here is the best and highest energy, the path ahead for you, because that is always my prayer. And it is available. Celebration and joy and a sense of a job well done, like being able to really sit back and be pleased with yourself. That is this card. The world is at your fingertips. And then here, the card that everybody loves to see in a tarot reading, it's like the marriage card, the happy home, the loving community, the welcome, the reunion. This is a beautiful card of feeling the love and support around you very, very keenly. Feeling so accepted, feeling like you have a place, a loving place in the world. And I feel very happy to see this, especially because, you know, again, like I said, general readings, Virgo. So for those of you that are in very happy, equitable partnerships, for example, this doesn't apply to you. You know, if there hasn't been trouble brewing, then don't worry about this. But for those of you that there has been a lot of petty fights and squabbles and, you know, deception, like, hey, you were looking at my phone, or you went through my this and that, you talked to this person when you said you wouldn't, whatever this is, this deception, this support system is available to you even when you're going through something difficult. Even when you feel like you're struggling, they're there for you. And for some of you, it's like the Five of Pentacles is a card of struggle, and it's a struggle as a direct result of a feeling of lack. You know, whether you're lacking money and you're having to work a little harder for it, whether you feel like you're lacking support, which is what I'm mostly feeling for you, Virgo. Kind of like a hungry beggar who is walking around outside in the cold, and then they look in a window and see this happy family sitting down to a nourishing dinner together. Just this feeling of, oh my God, like outside looking in, like, why can't I have that? Is that, don't I deserve this? Why not me? Spirit wants me to point out to you, A, you will have support. You do have this loving community, or this family, or this partner, or this friend, depending on who you are, because again, general readings. You have people who love you and will give you the warmth and the nourishment and the sustainment that you need for those of you that are going through this. But also, Spirit wants me to point out to you these flowers growing in the snow. And they're reminding me of a song. I'll try to remember to link it in the description, but I'll still tell you just in case. I know you voracious Googling Virgos. Some of you might be interested. It's a beautiful song by one of my favorite artists, and it's called The Tower, and it's by Vienna Tang. No relation, I don't believe, to the tarot card The Tower, which would be super cool. But it's a great song, and it has a lyric about feeling like a flower trying to bloom in the snow. And you are blossoming, Virgo. What they're showing me now is a plant, because of course they're talking about blossoming, right? And what they're showing me is, in particular, any of you earthy Virgos who do any gardening, a basil plant. And the way, you know, it creates these beautiful white flowers. But if you want the plant to live, if you want the plant to, you know, flourish healthily, you need to cut away and pinch it back as it's growing so that it can continue to really, like, fatten up rather than grow really tall and then be done. They're saying that cutting out this unnecessary, like, static, so whoever this represents for you, or whatever circumstance it represents for you, where there's just a lot of unnecessary, or, you know, for some of you, the Spirit is even saying, like, this is like Facebook. Like, everybody talking, everybody squabbling, everybody got an ego, and I'm not, you know, casting aspersions on anybody. We all do have an ego. We all do feel very attached to what we think about the world or politics. That just happens to be the thing right now that is really lighting people up for very obvious and valid reasons. But are the arguments, are the comment sections, are they always worth it? Probably not. Sometimes, absolutely. Conversations need to be had. That's fantastic. However, there are some people and some places that are just never going to yield a solution or a compromise, and it may be time for some of you to withdraw from that, to disengage, you know, unfollow, delete, block, whatever. Save your energy. You have obviously much bigger, better, more exciting, more wonderful, more important things to do. And as a matter of fact, I feel like for many of you, like, there are invitations coming in, there are opportunities coming in, there are projects and ideas just, whoof, like Spirit just, I mean, look at this meteor. That's what it's like. Just boom, like, and this is the Eight of Wands, which in a like the classic Rider-Waite deck is that card where you just see 8 flying wands. They're just flying through the air. You don't see anything else, just action, and action in multiples. So you may be throwing out a lot of resumes and offers, and then in exchange, we attract what we emit. You may be getting a lot of invitations and offers, and I feel like for many of you, the creative juices are really flowing. The world is often about broadcasting and publishing. So for some of you, it's like, I've been thinking about publishing this book. I've been thinking about making this podcast. I've been thinking about doing this YouTube channel. Maybe I really ought to do it. I am full of ideas and inspiration, and it's in line with this dreams coming true, as well as walking away and stopping carrying baggage and bullshit and thoughts that are just not good for you and are not really yours to carry. Look ahead. Don't drive looking in the rearview mirror. The past is only so useful. You want to look ahead, lest you get tripped up by something that you don't see coming, okay? You've done what you needed to do, leave it behind, move forward. There are beautiful, beautiful new beginnings. The Fool, the World, and then this Ace of Wands. Fiery, spiritual, and creative inspiration. Spoiler alert, creative and spiritual impulse, same thing. It's what comes from within you. Your talent, your gift, your poetry, your words, your art, your acting. Give it to us, Virgo. There's opportunity here. There's a supportive community here. There is success at your fingertips. Go on the adventure. So that makes me excited to look at your fiercely focused spread. Let us see what Spirit has to say in terms of action steps for you. If you haven't been here before, Virgo, this is a quick 5-card overview of the steps that you can take to make the most of the month, with a focus on the 4 elements of your life and a theme for your month. So first we're going to pick the theme. What does Virgo most need to know for September, Spirit? Most embody, understand, or be prepared for in the month of September. Spirit, for their highest good. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising, their highest good. Appropriate. Tradition, institutions, practices, spirituality. And the Hierophant, I mean, low-hanging fruit, right? It's September. Some of you are literally going back to school because this is teaching and learning. And you notice that the Hierophant has 2 disciples here. Some of you are learning a trade. Some of you are like, I need to go back to church. I need a little bit more structure in my life. And some of you may pursue a mentor or a coach, or even like a tarot reader or an intuitive to talk to, somebody who you feel has esoteric or hidden information that you would like to learn. That is always this card. So because we live in such an interesting time, I mean, isn't it just amazing that these cards can tell you things even in the modern day? Just love it. I'm not going to go on a tangent, I promise. But what I was going to say was, in this modern day, going to someone who possesses the secret knowledge can even be something like, hey, I've been thinking about consulting a nutritionist or getting a personal trainer, someone who has been educated and taught an art that is not completely necessarily widely available, or at least widely, you know, taught certifiably. This person is an expert. This person has the information you want. So I'm feeling, go to this person. If you want to learn, go to this person, this wise person in your life, or that you've been considering going to, and get the information that you need, or enroll in the class. Enrich yourself is the phrase that Spirit is using. Be willing to learn and to teach. Structure and discipline benefit you, even things like I said, like going back to church, or like I used to, wow, beautiful, have this religious practice. Okay. So I was going to say, next we're going to move on to the physical and financial, the earth element for you, what you need to know for this month. And you need to know, I mean, gosh, again, Virgo, these are general readings. And if you do want to go deeper and get a one-on-one, my shop is linked below. And I say that because this is known as the single and happy card. Some of you may really truly be walking away from a relationship. And when I say a relationship, it could be a business relationship or a job that you know is like, this is not worth it. I am absolutely like worth more than this, and I'm taking what I have and I'm going. You're going to be very well, regardless of the context for that Spirit is giving me, is like you are going to do so well. And many of you are actually going to see the fruition of that project, that World card. This is a card of being able to sit back and look at what you've created with joy and pride, and it's a card of self-sufficiency. So fill your own cup. Take care of yourself. Work on your projects, your money, your job hunt. I see beautiful yields, whichever of those it is for you. Okay, so now let's look at the mental realm. The realm of words, spoken, heard. Who is speaking to you, or what is going on in your mind? What's going on in the thoughts of Virgo that they need to know for their highest good, Spirit? What does Virgo need to do for their highest good? Yep, put an end to that bullshit situation, Virgo. Don't let this card scare you. Swords represent thoughts. I know it's a disturbing, clearly, image, but really the idea is some of you have been stabbed in the back. Some of you have been repeatedly stabbed in the back, or feel repeatedly let down by the promises or words of another person. Harsh words have been exchanged to a point where some of you are just like, I'm done. I'm done, done, done. So again, as disturbing as the imagery is on this card, there's something really positive about it, and that is this. It's a culmination card. You're done. The sun is coming up. These black clouds, this nighttime is rolling back, and it's a new day. You know, this is only how you feel mentally. Mentally exhausted, mentally tapped out. These swords, again, are mental and symbolic. Because you're good. You're happy and healthy, but this part of you, you're done. You're exhausted, it's over. And Spirit is showing me like this image of like having been on a boat that's been tossed around all night by a storm. And then finally, you know, the sun starts to break on the horizon, and suddenly the rain just stops and things start to clear up. So, of course, you're still dealing with the trauma of that. You're still dealing with the battered ship, but you are alive. There is a new day. You can go forward. The worst is over, is what I want to say with this situation. A lot of you are putting an end to it this month, like finally, basically a straw that broke the camel's back situation in September that sets you free to become the best of yourself. I mean, this is a wonderful combination. Okay. On that note, let's look at what you're feeling this month. What's going on in the heart, in the love department, in the relationships of Virgo that they need to know in September for their highest good, Spirit. Virgo, September. Many options, many choices, but you want to focus. This is related to that Seven of Swords. The Seven of Cups is related to the Seven of Swords in the sense of there's so much stuff that you could carry and so much stuff that you could focus on. Also very much like that Eight of Wands of many opportunities, many things coming in, many things like sitting on your desk in front of you saying, which one would you like to do? All of them. Okay, you can't. You can't do all of them, Virgo. And not all of them are worth your time. That's what this card is telling me. You are a very pragmatic and practical soul. So September, you will really benefit from making lists. I know, am I like getting you really excited right now? By making lists and ranking, like these are the projects in my life that I need really to work on, and these other ones I can set aside or delete entirely. Or, you know what? My health is my priority right now, then my work, then my relationship, blah, 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 or however you rank it, because I'm not judging. And it all goes according, of course, to the rhythms of your life. Sometimes your relationships are your top priority. Sometimes something happens and your health needs to be your top priority, and they are saying that for some of you. So consider and prioritize and then focus, okay? Don't work on 7 things, work on, 2 or 3. And then you will really see some success and really actually feel like that you can reap some rewards, rather than feeling like you're tending to 7 different gardens. So really right now you're still trying to seed some of them, and others like, oh crap, I gotta go water that one, and oh shit, look, these seeds died while I was over here trying to take care of garden number 6. Like, chill. Plant one garden, Virgo, because you have a green thumb, you have a golden touch. You will get what you want from it if you focus. Okay. So finally, let's look at what's lighting you up. What is setting Virgo on fire, exciting them, challenging them in September? Same card, different deck, Ace of Wands. Work on your art, Virgo. Your words, your art, your music, your coding, your carpentry, whatever your spirit is calling on you to do. Your intuition, your passion. Start the fire. Feed the fire. Feed the spark. There is a light inside you that has been like begging for your attention, and it's taking you through life. Give it the love that it wants. It will love you right back. You will feel it. Spirit is drawing me to these Venus symbols on her outfit. Like, my God. Fertilize it. I know I'm really going with this gardening metaphor, but fertilize it, Virgo. I mean, this is like an undeniably phallic symbol here, right? So fertilize the garden. Like, Spirit's just setting them up, and I'm just rolling the ball, okay? Picturing 7 of bowling pins. Okay, I'm the worst, Virgo. You hear me. I'm gonna let you go. I want to get this up for you. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate you, Virgo. I hope this has been informative and hopefully fun, even despite the things that some of you are going through, and that it really energizes you to take some inspired action. I really appreciate you. I hope that this helps you have a fantastic month, and that I see you in my favorite month, October. Bye-bye, Virgo.